Hi, today I'm going to be checking out or trying out a new to me product. Don't mind my jazz hands. I was going to talk organically through this section, so you can see I'm waving my hands about as I'm talking, but I decided that this was a little bit of a long process and you didn't need to sit here and watch me do this for 15 minutes. So I sped it up and you get the voiceover. So I'm trying Creature Liquid Latex. I've seen a couple of other artists use this on the underside of their resin pieces to act as a barrier for when they top coat and use it as a barrier for the drips that collect on the underside of the resin piece after you've poured the top coat. So the artist of note that I watched use this product is Tish from Naptime Creations. She is a great artist, does beautiful work, and I've been doing those coasters that are more showy on the bottom side of the coaster mold. So when you take them out of the mold and flip them over, that's the side that is more is nicer. That's the A side, not the B side. And often inside the mold, there's either, in my molds anyways, there might be a flaw, and they're not as shiny as the top side of resin. I just find they're not. So I want to do a top coat on my coasters and on these butterflies. But I hate having to worry about the drips. I have tried tape, didn't like it, left the tape residue behind and just created a mess. I didn't like it. I have also tried just being careful, which works about 50% of the time. The other 50% of the time, I'm much too impatient, or my resin gets too fluid and spills over the side and leaves the dripsicle. Anyway, so I knew about this product for quite a while. I've known about this product for quite a while, but I was hesitant to purchase it because it's $33 for a 16-ounce bottle, which may not sound like a lot to some people. But to me, for some reason, it sounded like a lot. Gosh knows I've spent a lot more money on a lot smaller amount of something. So, but this is essentially $2 an ounce. And I wasn't entirely sure how much I was going to use on each piece. Unfortunately, the videos that I watched didn't really mention the quantity that was used in order to create the barrier. So I will mention that right now. As you can see, I have a little 2-ounce condiment cup there, and it's not even half full. It's probably a half an ounce of the liquid latex just in the bottom of that. It's probably a 4-ounce cup actually, but there's probably like an ounce at the most in there, and I barely made a dent in it. I maybe used like a half a tablespoon. I hardly used any at all, and I'm just using a fine, small rounded tip paintbrush. So with that being said, I'm only doing the outside edges of this resin piece because I'm going to be setting it on a couple of those little condiment cups and pouring over the edge. And I'm not going to be picking it up, and there shouldn't be any worry of me getting resin on the back of it other than where it just naturally drips over the sides and collects right around the rim of it. So I was really stingy with the liquid latex. You can do the entire back if you want and use a bigger brush and not take as long as I did. This is my first go around with this, so I wanted to make sure that I was being really careful and not getting the liquid latex where I don't want it, because I want my resin to go all the way down the sides on the top and flow over the sides. So I wanted to make sure the liquid latex was just strictly on the back side of the butterfly. I did let it dry for about a day and a half. I think it's 24 hours maybe that you're supposed to let it dry. I don't even know. It's tacky for quite a while. So you'll need to let it dry for, I don't know, I should look on the bottle to see what it says, but not 100% sure how long, but I left it for over a day. And it was, you could tell that it's rubbery feeling, but it wasn't tacky on my fingers. So like, it was like latex, right? Same thing that you use for your gloves or whatever. So that being said, if you have a latex allergy, you're not going to want to use this stuff. Or if you do, you'll want to be very careful with it. So I'm using lots of resin here. I want to make sure that it flows over the edge and actually creates the resin drips, because that's what my test is about, is making sure that if I get lots of resin on the back, this stuff is going to help me peel it off. So here's the next day. I just take a wood toothpick and start an edge, lift up the latex and start peeling. And I have to say, this was so easy and very satisfying. If you're a peeler, then you'll love this because it just peels right off. You might have to stick your fingernail underneath a few of the bigger drips, but they pop right off. And it leaves this little rubbery string of latex behind. But again, if you're going to be messy and lifting your resin piece, you should probably cover the entire back of your piece with the latex. I wasn't going to move it. I wasn't going to move it when I put the resin on, so I only went maybe like an inch around the perimeter of the underside of the butterfly. So there's a few little pieces that need to be peeled up. There's an odd little string of latex that gets left behind, but they come off so easy. I definitely give this product a thumbs up. I'm glad that it doesn't take the quantity that I was worried that it would. I'm expecting this 16-ounce bottle to last me quite a while because, like I said, I'm only going to be using it on coasters and things that need to be top coated when I take them out of the mold, if that makes sense. So thanks for joining me today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment for me. Let me know if you're inspired to try this liquid latex, or if you have, let me know how you like it. And have a good day, and we'll see you next time.